In this video tutorial, we're going to look at the VLOOKUP. Now, I've got a lot on the screen here, and it might look complicated, but it's all quite simple. At the top, we've got the VLOOKUP and its parameters, and then I've got a little explanation of the parameters. Right over here to our left is the a teacher's grades of their students and their test scores. And we want to turn these test scores into the letter grade. And we're going to use this scale here on our right to select which grade that they would get. So 100 would be an A plus, and 89 would be an A, and 84 would be an A minus. And this has to be in ascending order for us to use the VLOOKUP mode 1, which we're going to focus on in this first video. So we're going to use the VLOOKUP, and the first thing we want to look at is the search, the parameters. We've got a search criterion, an array, a column index, and a mode. The search array, I've got B15 because when we do our VLOOKUP here, we're going to look at B15 for our first test score. The next thing is our array, which is basically our list here for our grading scale. And I've got it through J25, so I am going to use all 3 columns here in this VLOOKUP. We're first going to look at 2 columns, and we'll look at the third after that. Then our column index, that is what we want to point to, which column, and the last thing to look at is the mode 1 true and the mode false off. Before I start typing in the VLOOKUP, I want to create a range. That's described in an earlier video, but I'm just going to do a quick review here. Basically, right here we have the H13 through J25 is the same that we have here, that we want our selected values here. So we got our first column is our comparison scale, and then our next column is going to be a letter grade, and the third column is our number grade. So on the 4-point scale, I want this whole range to be called grading scale. And now instead of typing H13 colon J25, I can just type in grading scale and it'll mean the same thing. So I will type in my VLOOKUP equals VLOOKUP. And the search criteria again is B15. Then we want to type in the grading scale. You can see it popping up right here, how to spell it there, that it found it. Grading scale. The next line we want to use is the column that we want to show, which would be our second column. And then the mode is 1 because we have this in ascending order. And since I said VLOOKUP, we want VLOOKUP, and then it finds it. I'm doing Control C, highlighting, Control V, and we see that our letter grades come out with Jeff having 91. That fits in the A. It's higher than the 89 but less than the 100, so he gets an A. Lori here's got a 68. She would fall in with a C, with the C, and so on and so forth. Now we also want to have the 4.0 number grade. So I'm going to use that same VLOOKUP equals VLOOKUP, and I still want to use B15. I still want to use grading scale. This time I want to use column 3, which as shown here is our number, our 4.0 scale, and we are still using the mode 1. And so the A is equal to a 4-point, just as an A plus. Let's do Control C, highlight, Control V, and because we don't show the whole decimals, we might want to reformat this to a number with 1 decimal place. Now it looks a little more in line there with 4 points and the 2.0 and the 3.7. So this would be grade on 4 point, and this would be letter grade. So that's the basics behind using the VLOOKUP with a mode 1.